What's up, y'all? Welcome back to a new video. And today, Bali basics or balisong basics. Balisongs are also known as butterfly knives. And today's video will cover how a balisong is usually built, um, what it can have, and I'll also show you how to do the basic close and basic open. So basically, I will be going over the basics of a balisong with a basic opening. So yeah, first, what is a balisong? I'm gonna take this as an example because this is the one that will be most familiar to you always. Because well, this one is often used as a normal straight balisong in games. Plus, it's everywhere to see. You can buy it everywhere. I mean, online. So yeah, this is the most basic design a balisong or a butterfly knife can have. And well, to everyone who's new here, I'm gonna say balisong from now on and not balisong or butterfly knife, because if you actually want to get into balisong flipping, you should get to know the how's it called, the word balisong. You have to have it in your head, or else, yeah. Or even if you don't, then it will just be a little cooler. You know? It's just cooler than butterfly knives. So yeah, this is the most basic balisong design you can ever see. And well, why is it so basic? Well, this has nothing, alright? I will go over the construction of a balisong in a few seconds. But yeah, so what's so bad about this thing? It has only washers, no bushings or bearings, and is sandwich design. And sandwich design isn't really something bad, but it's not ideal. I mean, it's personal preference, but I prefer channel design. But I'll show you that all in a second. And well, yeah, I'll get into that now. Um, how a balisong is built? Well, the screws on this one are, well, broken, so I cannot take them off as of right now. Because, well, they're scratched off and I just, as you can see, just doesn't work. So yeah, I can't show you a washer-only balisong, but I'll just remove the bushings on this one and then I'll show you. But overall, from the outside, well, these are pretty much the exact difference. But well, first, these balisongs are not sharp. And well, balisongs are some of the most restricted knives on this earth. I know in the US there are some places that allow them. But for example, here in Germany, you're allowed to own trainers, but you aren't allowed to own a real balisong. And now, let's get over this. So I'll only be using trainers because, well, it's not allowed to have a real one and I don't have a real one. Alright, so first, handle construction design. So here we can see this one is, oh, here's one side, and here's one side. And they're full. This one isn't full, so we don't count that. If it has a cutout here, it will still be considered full, but it will be a speed channel. Now, if it's one solid piece of metal, that's what we call a channel design on a balisong. A channel design is one piece of metal with cutouts, sometimes rills like this, sometimes rills like these. Yeah, so that is usually the channel design. It is the most efficient for the jimping, which is these rills here. These are used for when you're doing a ladder. And well, you can do a ladder totally without jimping, but it will be much more comfortable with jimping. It just gives more grip. But well, if the balisong is light enough, you don't need it. So yeah, this is channel design. So channel design, one solid piece of metal, mostly cutouts or rills. Then we have sandwich design. Sandwich design is a lot different. Sandwich design is two pieces of metal like this. So this is one piece and this is another piece, and it only has two full sides, here and here. This and this. So these are, well, this one is just, well, here the blade, then in there is the hardware, and then going on from here is just the handle. Here we'll see, here is the hardware and the balisong stuff, and here is a spacer. Spacers are in between the two parts of the sandwich. If a sandwich balisong would not have any spacers, it would hit like this. And well, you do not want that for flipping. So this is a spacer. It goes in between those two pieces of metal, then held by a screw. Then you just screw it in, and it will make these two pieces solid here, so you can't squish them down, you know? And that will make it hold. Well, then we have some kind of mixture, but it's still considered channel. There are balisongs that use G10 scales here for more grip. And well, they're mostly still with a channel design and just have like G10 over here. G10 inlays. So yeah. Next thing. Zen pins and tang pins. Now, what both of these do is keep the handles from touching. So you see, they barely do not touch. They still have a tiny space on them, and on real flippers they have a much more space. The space in between is called a handle gap. The handle gap can improve your flipping because it just feels a little more comfortable, unless it's one of these handle gaps, then well, maybe not, but that's personal preference. So yeah, these pins keep the blade from touching keep the handles from touching each other. Now, what's a tang pin and what's a zen pin? Tang pins are usually installed on the blade right here. Here's one and here's one. On low quality balisongs and balisong trainers, these could sometimes fall out, which isn't optional, which isn't optimal. So these tang pins could fall out if it's not enough quality, but that could also happen with zen pins. So that's not really too much of a problem, because you could use Loctite to just put them back in. Wait, I'm thirsty. I'm just gonna drink for a second. So yeah, tang pins are here on the blade, can fall out, and keep the handles from touching. Zen pins serve the same thing. They can fall out. They can get loosened very easily as well. Now, I haven't heard too much issues issues about this, but Nabales has a big issue about it. I have this balisong for 2 months now, and this Zen pin, it's loosened, and this one I can like push out quite far. This is how much the Zen pin goes out on this side. And this much on the other side. So yeah, these things can get loosened, but if they're just loosen and wiggle around, that's not a problem to worry about. It's only bad if they like actually fall out. That would be quite a problem. But if they don't, just don't worry about it until they do. And if they do, just use super glue or Loctite or thread locker, how some people say. Loctite and thread locker is the same. Alright, so Zen pins. What makes Zen pins different from tank pins? Well, I don't know if you can see here, but well, the tank pins here are obviously on the blade. And the Zen pins here are integrated into the handles. And well, here, the balisong just has like this round part with this thing sticking out here. And here was well, just the blade. And well, this will be a little better for the blade itself, like the blade here. But it won't really matter much. Because, well, here you see how, like, it goes in a tiny bit so the Zen pins can rest in it. And if it's closed, you see that little nipple that comes out here. That will hit the Zen pin so it stops moving. And there are also some with rounded ones and a little smaller ones like this. You can barely feel it while flipping. And it will quite never catch you. And yeah, so those are the pins. Now, next, taking apart a balisong. I would not recommend this if you're new, and well, I am new, but well, I was hella bored, and I did it with a bad balisong, alright? So do not take an expensive balisong apart, unless you know how one is built. And well, this is a balisong with bushings. Now, these balisongs that look like these are almost never with bushings. But well, let's just say my ADHD kicked in, and well, I wanted to make bushings in it. Well, wait a second, I just can't get this screw out. The screw doesn't want to turn. Stupid screw. God damn this. You know, I'll just take the other handle, right? One handle will be enough. Yeah, one handle will be enough to show. Alright, so this is a balisong with bushings, and well, I will zoom in a little so you can see it better. So, how this is built, as we can see, well, a balisong that is on washers has the blade, then there are these things put on it, on each side, these, so one here, one on the back, then the handles will be put around, and then the screws. But a bushing balisong, well, this is a bushing. This is a washer. Well, yeah. There are two types of bushing plus washer designs. One where the bushing can go around the... No, one where the washer can go around the bushing. Like this. And one where the bushing is a little bigger and the washer will be on it like this. So it won't go through it. So yeah. And well, a washer balisong is pretty much just handle, then put the screw through, washer, put the blade on, another washer, put the other side of the handle on, and done. And while disassembling a sandwich balisong is a lot easier, because on a channel balisong, these two pieces will always be together. So you would have to like unscrew it and then pull it out perfectly like this. And then if you want to put it back on, you have to slide it on like this, with these being here already. And that's quite bad, but it's still possible, you know? And well, once you got that, you don't have to align it perfectly. You can take a pivot needle, then go through like this. And if the balisong is a good balisong, it should be a little bigger. Then this thing will go through, align them. Then you can take the pivot. This is the pivot. This is the pivot screw. So the pivot is this thing with the hole. This is the screw, and then they just go in each other like this. And then you just align. You'll just kind of align them, push it through. Then you can take the. My bad, I forgot what it's called. Was talking about it. Oh, what was it? Pivot. The pivot. You can put the pivot here, and then just push it through. Then if the pivot is through, you can just screw it on back on then again, and then boom, you have successfully built back a balisong. And well, if you have a sandwich balisong, it will be like this. So take the screw through, and then if the washer goes on top of the bushing, so can't go through like this, the bushing can't go through the washer, then you'll put the washer in, then the blade, then the bushing. But if your washer is the same size as the hole, if your bushing is the same size as the hole in your washer, so the washer can go around it like this, then you can put it like this, then put the bushing on, then put the washer around it, make sure it goes down there, then put the blade on it with the bushing in it, then put another washer on, then put the handle on, then screw it together. And there's one, so there's these with bushings. Then there's others without the bushings. They still have the washers, so these things, but without the bushing. And that will have more handle play then. Well, this is a bad tune. So, yeah. And well, a normal washer balisong has around this much handle play. And a bushing balisong can have up to 0 handle play. For example, this one. This does have a little handle play, but only a little. So barely any, and you won't feel it while flipping. Alright, so that's how a balisong is built. That's are the designs of a balisong. The pins of a balisong. The handles of a balisong. And well, one more thing, the blade. There is tanto and a bowie. Let me show you what a bowie blade looks like. So, a tanto blade. Let me show you a tanto blade. A tanto blade is, the spine is straight, and the bite side will go like this. Well, this is a safe handle. On the spine of the blade is the safe handle, and this is the bite handle. And now, well, what's a Bowie blade? Let me show you. A Bowie blade. Balisong with a Bowie blade. This is what a balisong with a Bowie blade is. I can't find a balisong, but I found a Bowie knife. And a Bowie is, well, here the spine will be straight, and then there will be like this, and then the point will be kind of in the middle of the blade. And then, well, here will be the sharp side, and here will be also a little sharp. So yeah, that's a Bowie blade. And yeah, so those are pretty much the basics of a balisong. But well, I told you already, bite handle, safe handle. Safe handle, spine of the blade, bite handle, bite side of the blade, or cutting side. But well, for me it doesn't cut, because well, yeah. But even if you have a balisong that doesn't cut, still respect the bite handle. So yeah. And well, I also told y'all, I'll show you how to do the basic opening. The most basic trick ever. And well, if it's okay that you move your wrist like this for the first few times. It's okay if it moves like a little, but I've seen my friend do this, and that should not be it, even on the first try. So work on just moving your wrist, please. Alright, so let's get into it. Basic opening is this, and basic closing is this. It's the same. So what you want to do is you hold the safe handle. So the one without the bite handle. So here's the spine of the blade. It doesn't cut. See, that's the safe handle. So you're gonna hold that. And then you'll flick it out like this on your knuckles. Then you turn it like this. You can either use your hand. You can use your thumb. Kind of fan it a little. Don't need to though. So boom, turn it. Then hit your knuckles again with the spine of the blade this time. Then throw it back out. And boom, you have successfully done the basic opening. As for the basic closing, it's the same. So just fling out on your knuckles, turn, fling out on your knuckles again, and close. So again, like this, turn, this, fling out. This, turn, this, fling out. Alright, and if you want to get into the hobby and want to know what balisongs you should buy, check out my new video. I've uploaded it yesterday, but it only dropped today because it took so long. But I got a ton of recommendations for balisongs. As for example, the Impulse, or the Nebalis Cheese, or the Nebalis Volp, or the Nebalis Lightning, or the LDY Orion, or the LDY Frank P. So yeah. And if this video taught you anything, glad I could help you. I would appreciate a subscribe, but also, of course, only if you want. If you have any more questions, leave it in the comments. Yeah. Glad I could help. And well, maybe leave a like if you want, subscribe if you want, leave a comment if you have any problems. And see y'all in the next video, hopefully. And well, yeah. That's it with today, and well, thanks for watching. So yeah, peace out.